go on, and there are changes in the pipeline. Sometimes I feel exhausted and disheartened by it all, but we must remember if we don't do anything about it now, it could be too late, and those changes will be irreversible. So this term is going to be an important one for us all, and I do feel more empowered knowing that the NUT and the NASUWT are in this together. In the 15 years I've been a teacher, I cannot remember when I had at least 2 consistent years. Every education minister wants to make their mark. We've taken on initiative after initiative, changes to programs of study, changes to self-evaluation, changes to lesson observation criteria. Last year's lesson observation criteria, outstanding. This year it's just a good. In fact, we're so good at moulding and changing that in the face of adversity, on the whole, schools are doing better, but we're still faced with a barrage of criticism from the government. We're not good enough. We're accused of dumbing down, not enough rigour. We're not doing a good job. The exams have just got easier. We are the enemies of promise. Gove's endless rhetoric is out there, and I find it aggressive and divisive. I also find it shameful that he gains political points at the expense of us and our pupils. One of the weapons we've been hit with is performance-related pay. Gove said in a radio interview last week that teachers don't like it. He says he doesn't see anything wrong in paying good teachers more. Now I can imagine a lot of listeners would agree with him. People in the world of business would think that was fair enough. Well, colleagues, how do head teachers and governing bodies decide whether you deserve a pay rise? Teachers may be in situations where they would have unachievable numerical targets imposed on them. If schools are in financial difficulties, it could mean setting us up to fail. We all know, as Patrick said earlier, it's not about paying teachers more, but paying more teachers less. Last academic year, I had to set a target of 69% of my pupils to achieve C grade and above in their geography GCSE. Now, for me to try and assist that with pupils achieving their potential, I spoke with form tutors, heads of learning about behavioural issues, the English department helped out with literacy, a member of my department provided after-school geography club. In fact, you could argue that it was the whole school's ethos that contributed to that. That target wasn't achieved by me as an individual. That was a collective, cohesive effort. I'm very happy and feel lucky to work in a school where there is a genuine interest for all the pupils to do well. We collaborate and share ideas for the sake of all the pupils, not because we think we're going to be rewarded at the end of it. We could be in a situation where good practice is not shared, where staff would not help each other out or wouldn't want to teach particular groups of pupils, where there's competition amongst teachers. So yes, Gove, you are right, we don't like performance-related pay because it's unfair, it's not how good schools should operate. Then there's the workload. Speaking as a secondary school teacher who teaches 182 pupils a week, this could mean marking 182 pieces of work with the what went wells and the even better ifs. The planning of exciting and stimulating lessons, self-evaluations, work scrutinies, pupil voice, lesson observations, meetings, monitoring, intervention, emails, meeting parents, finding evidence for Ofsted, analysing data, and the list goes on. Of course, all of this is done in our non-contact time, as well as before and after school, weekends, school holidays. And wouldn't it be great if we could expend all this energy on actual teaching, because that's, after all, why I became And after all this, Gove still wants us to have a longer school day and less school holidays. Is this seriously an attractive profession, and we wonder why there's a teacher shortage? Next, there are pensions. Now, to be honest with you, I don't realistically think I can sustain this level of work until I'm 68, and I have another 31 years to go. The government knows full well that teachers will retire early, and that's another way to gain financially from us. Many NQTs have opted out of the pension scheme. I opted out for a long time because I couldn't afford the childcare. So that was because of the decrease in child tax credits. So getting old is a frightening prospect for us all, but one without money is even worse. Then there's the curriculum. I've had many heated discussions about curriculum changes with my colleagues. We care very much about what is taught to our pupils. Why does the government pay millions of pounds to private consultants, 114 million to be exact, when they could talk to classroom practitioners? From 2014, we have a new content-heavy national curriculum. Let's learn things off by heart. Doesn't matter the why, but the what. As long as pupils can learn Shakespeare, then they're educated. The changes to the GCSE, getting rid of controlled assessment, modular exams. Recently, the omission of speaking and listening from English. The introduction of the farcical phonics test, where a 6-year-old will be told if they've passed or failed. Well, welcome to the world of learning. Colleagues, you may agree or not agree with these changes, but where is the debate and where is the consultation? We need to think carefully about the impact these changes are having on all pupils right across the spectrum. During one of our union meetings last term, we decided that we would arrange an informal parents' meeting where we would discuss these concerns with parents over a cup of tea. Parents were also invited from 2 neighbouring schools. It was a very simple setup, but so effective and encouraging. It was great to speak to parents in a different capacity. A lot of the key issues were discussed, particularly about pay, pensions, workload, curriculum. Many parents were shocked at the changes. They didn't realise how bad things were. We were asked a lot of questions that many of us took for granted. After all, none of this is accessible in the mainstream media. Thinking back, it was a very positive experience for both parties. They could see that we had their child's interests at heart, and we could feel their unquestionable support, our biggest allies. A lot were keen to be part of our campaign on protecting teachers and defending education. So where do we go from here? For me and the union members at my school, it's about building on that campaign, getting more parents informed and involved. So go back to your schools, homes and communities, organise meetings, and let's win this.